Hi, Julie. Good afternoon. I hope everything's going okay. This probably doesn't really need a video, but I just thought I would make a super quick one just to walk you through really fast. I know how busy you are, so I just wanted to show you really quick what I did and what the invoice was for, and I sent an email explaining that. I added in some extra hours for next month so we can get, there's several things that I want to do to get the site caught up a little bit, and anything else that you might want to add. We're going to have 5 hours free, so I'm going to try and get all that done for that. And also any hours for training, for helping Kynan with the social sharing, not just for Facebook, what we're planning, but just for any other social platform. I added that in too, just as unlimited hours, as many as it takes for him. Excuse me. Just to try and make up for, it took me a little bit more than I expected. Goodness, excuse me. Took me a little bit more than I expected. And so I cut the hours in half, and I threw those 2 extra hours for next month, and then the hours for Kynan's training, just to try and make it super fair. Okay, so here's the home page, and here is the slider that I added. I'm going to refresh it, sorry. Once it's sat for a minute, it stops. Okay, so here's a refresh. Here's the slider. And as you can see, it advances itself at a slow sort of pace, one at a time. That's just a little feature that I added in. And it still links to all the proper links. There's the EcoBuild going to EcoBuild, and etc. So, and if you hover over it, you still get the arrows, so that you can advance through it yourself like before. But when you're not doing anything, it continues to advance one at a time by itself. We can turn that off if you don't like it, but I thought it was just kind of a cool feature. A lot of the more sophisticated logo sliders do that, so I threw it in. And as you can see, once someone takes over and starts manually going through the logos, it stops the automatic process. So those are finished. They're nice and lined up. It doesn't move anything around, and it really, you know, I think that the differing sizes of the logos, and like for instance, you know, most of the logos are what we call word marks, like this, which are just sort of wide words with styling on them. But then we also have some other ones mixed in there, like this one, which is lengthwise a lot longer, and the global warming one, which is also longer. So just the diversity of the different logos and the different sizes of them was just a huge issue. So I basically had to write an entire plugin to deal with it, and then I also had to spend several hours in Photoshop resizing the images myself, because when you do it automatically most of the time, I don't know if you noticed on the last slider, but some of them, especially the global warming one, were looking super blurry. And that was because the automatic sizing of the images, it just wasn't working because the difference in sizes between them was huge. So I took each one individually, and I probably spent, you know, 45 minutes on each one, sizing it appropriately in Photoshop in a manner that was very slow and detailed, so that the new smaller version was not blurry. When you go through big differences in size and you use an automated program to do it, even if you're going smaller, most of the time your image ends up being super blurry, not clear, and having artifacts. So I solved that problem as well. Also, back here in the dashboard, I'll just show you real quick. We're going to go to logos here. And this is a list of all the logos. And so basically what I did is I made a custom post type for each logo. so that now you or Kynan can add new logos without ever having to touch the home page. So what you would do is you would just go up here and click Add New Logo. Okay. And then you would put your logo name right here. Add your logo here, which, you know, I'm not going to publish this, but I'm just doing it sort of as an example. Okay. And then right here, this is the URL, whatever, you know, URL you want it to go to, Virgin site, wherever your article is. And that's it. You just click Publish and you have a new logo, and it'll pop up on the home page automatically. Now you do have to make sure that the image is sized appropriately. Remember, I told you I had to go through and specifically size each image. So I'm going to run through with Kynan how to do that. If he has any trouble, he can always just send it to me, and I'll resize it and send it back to him, and I won't charge for that time or include it in the hours or anything like that. So, okay, all right, so that's all. Sorry, I wanted this to be a super quick video. We're already at 6 minutes. I guess I talked too much. But I just wanted to show you that, and I wanted to explain a little bit, and I did in my email, why it took me longer than I thought it was going to. It was just a little bit more difficult. And I did try, you know, I didn't want to have to do the longer process, and I actually tried 7 different plugins that were supposed to be able to do this automatically without all of the needed edits, and none of them, they just weren't working. The images were either coming out blurry, or it was moving up and down, or, you know, there was some other problem. So I promise I did my best on that. Okay, just let me know if you need me to change anything, or if you need anything else from me. And like I said in the email, I'll be contacting Kynan this evening and trying to set up a little meeting for us to do our social share training and the logo edition training tomorrow. Okay? All right. Thank you, Julie. Talk to you later.